Hey, this is Michael, and I'm here with a man that worked on the first Star Wars comic book, which is amazing. Um, tell people a little bit about what you do and how you got involved with Star Wars.
Well, I was working for Marvel for a good couple of years, and DC at the same time. And Marvel wanted to do a tryout on a book called Star-Lord, which was in the movie, the Guardians of the Galaxy, the character. And I did 2 issues for a black and white magazine, and they liked what I did. And Archie Goodwin, who was writing Star Wars at the time, said, would you like to, Carmine Infantino, who was the penciler, would you like to work with him on the book? And I said, love to, because I've always loved Carmine Infantino's work. So that's how I got Carmine. That's how I got Star Wars.
How's it feel? I mean, you worked on other projects too, so maybe mention those as well.
Oh, I worked on the X-Men. In fact, I worked on every character that has been in the movies, except for, and I didn't know because I was never given the opportunity, Ant-Man and Black Panther. Would love to have worked on those characters, but c'est la vie, that's what happens. But I think the book that I'm mostly noted for is the X-Men with Dave Cockrum and Paul Smith. I worked on that for about 2 years.
So out of your whole career, are there any particular characters or projects that you're most proud of?
Yeah, actually, I always go by the artists that I really like to work with. I work with Paul Smith on the X-Men, Walter Simonson on X Factor and a few other projects with him, and Star Wars, an issue of Star Wars with him. And I worked with Steve Rude on his character Nexus and a Spider-Man story. They were like turning points in my career as far as learning how different interpretations of the person's work and different ways to ink. Because I'm always learning. Even to this day, I'm always learning, looking for new ways to do things, looking for new ways to interpret the human body and backgrounds, and looking for, just anything, just to not bring out like a homogenized look. I always like to make everything look different.
And can you explain to people what an inker does that might not know?
Well, basically an inker, what it does is he inks the penciler pencils the work on the boards, and the inker comes by and inks over the penciler's work. Now, a lot of times the inker gives it depth, weight, and body to the work, and sometimes if it's a job that's the pencils are very light, and their layouts, what'll happen is the inker has to be an artist and has to bring a mood to each panel that he wants, that deserves that kind of mood, whether it's a spooky mood or like bright and happy, whatever it might be, depending upon the light source. That's really basically what an inker does. It's basically an embellisher.
That sounds like a lot of pressure. Have you ever messed it up? have you ever messed up somebody's work?
That's why they have Pro White. Actually, the Pro White's used to do stars. I use the Pro White to do stars in the background. Wow. So, Jim could probably tell you better than I could about that. But yeah.
That's amazing, man. So what are you working on now?
I'm not working on anything for Marvel or DC right now. I'm just doing commissions, appearing at conventions, and might be doing a project with Arbel Jones later on in 2020. Wow. In fact, I'm going to be. I worked on a character called Iron Man 2020 for Spider-Man Annual and the Iron Man 2020 book itself back in '94. So maybe something will be done with those. But I know something is going to be done now this coming year. Marvel's going to do. Now, whether they include me, that's something else.
Wow. Is there a website or social media people can follow you?
No, I don't have a website, but you can watch me on or follow me on Facebook.
Okay.
I will be leaving Facebook and getting my own site probably sometime in 2020.
Well, we look forward to that. Thank you so much. I walked into walking history, and let's make sure I'm gonna bring
history right here.
I know, right?
Definitely.
No, this is great. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care, buddy.
Thanks.